Mhm. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of SPE Mumbai section and Navroz Jivadia College SPE student chapter, I, Bhumika Chauhan, extend warm welcome to you all for today's SPE Distinguished Lecture. This lecture series gives global leaders and technical experts an opportunity to share the latest technologies and best practices shaping the future of oil and gas. We feel truly honored to be part of this prestigious exercise. Before starting the proceedings, let us invoke wisdom and knowledge by lighting the traditional lamp, a symbol of learning, enlightenment, and hope. I invite our distinguished guest to grace the stage and light the lamp. Mr. Hitesh Mohan, Mr. Mani Bansal, Mr. Raghu Padmanabhan, Principal Professor V.V. Chabukswar, and our HOD Sanjida A. Khan. Thank you, everyone. As one of the pioneers in education in India, Navroz Jivadia College has a remarkable 92 years legacy in academic excellence. Established in 1932, the college has been instrumental in shaping generations of scholars, fostering intellectual growth, and promoting a culture of innovation and leadership. With rich heritage rooted in its commitment to quality education, the college has continuously evolved to meet the ever changing demands of academia and industry. I would like to take this moment to offer you a glimpse into our college and the dynamic academic experience it fosters.
The heart of Pune, where tradition meets progress, a vision took root, a vision to bring education closer to the people. On the 15th of February 1932, the Modern Educational Society was born, a pioneering institution that would shape generations to come. It was the unwavering dedication of its founder, Principal V.K. Joe, and the generosity of the Vadia brothers, Sir Khusro Vadia and Sir Nes Vadia, that laid the foundation of this historic endeavor. And their dream is to illuminate young minds with knowledge and opportunity. With the credo for the spread of light, the society opened new avenues of higher learning for the residents of Eastern Pune. The first milestone was the establishment of Navroz Jivadia College in June 1932, an institution that has since become synonymous with excellence in education. From a single college to a network of 7 premier institutions in Pune and Mumbai, the Modern Education Society has evolved into a beacon of academic brilliance. Today, it stands as the first choice for students, not just from India, but from across the globe. In the ever-evolving landscape of energy and natural resources, one institution has remained at the forefront of academic excellence, the Department of Geology and Petroleum Technology. Established in 1938, this department has been a pioneer in geological sciences long before the subject gained prominence in India. As the oil and gas industry expanded globally, the demand for skilled professionals surged. Recognizing this need, the department launched a postgraduate diploma in petroleum technology in 1987, which quickly evolved into a full-fledged MSc Applied Petroleum Technology program in 1989. Since then, over 35 batches of graduates have successfully entered the workforce, making their mark in leading petroleum companies worldwide. The department offers a unique interdisciplinary approach to petroleum studies, from mineralogy and geological mapping to reservoir geology and drilling engineering. Students receive a comprehensive education designed to meet the challenges of the modern energy sector. Over the years, the department has built a strong network of distinguished alumni, many of whom now hold leadership positions in top petroleum and energy companies such as Schlumberger, ExxonMobil, Halliburton, Baker Hughes, Saudi Aramco, and Kuwait Oil Company. Their success not only reflects the department's commitment to excellence, but also paves the way for new graduates, ensuring a continuous cycle of growth and opportunity. In a field as dynamic and ever-evolving as petroleum technology, bridging the gap between academia and industry is essential. At Navroji Bhatia College, Pune, this connection is made possible through the Society of Petroleum Engineers (SPE) student chapter, established in 2015, a part of a global network of over 1,24,800 members across 134 countries. This chapter provides students with unparalleled access to technical knowledge, professional development, and industry expertise. The SPE student chapter has been instrumental in fostering an environment of learning, innovation, and industry engagement. Through seminars, training workshops, networking events, and intercultural competitions, it has helped students sharpen their technical skills, expand their professional network, and prepare for careers in the oil and gas sector. The impact of this initiative is reflected in remarkable achievements on international platforms. The chapter has proudly received the Presidential Award for the Outstanding Student Chapter in 2022, the Student Chapter Excellence Award in 2021, and again in 2023. These accolades are a testament to the dedication, teamwork, and relentless pursuit of excellence by its members and mentors. In 2025, the Navroji Bhatia College SPE Student Chapter marked the decade of excellence, 10 years of shaping the future leaders of the petroleum industry, from mentorship programs and technical training to leadership opportunities and global networking. This chapter has been a catalyst in transforming students into skilled professionals ready to make an impact. The Navroji Bhatia College SPE Student Chapter is proud to be part of the dynamic SPE Mumbai section. This connection opens doors to exclusive events, networking opportunities, and technical resources, empowering students to thrive in the field of petroleum engineering. As SPE Mumbai celebrates its 5th year, we honor a legacy of excellence and innovation that continues to shape the future of the industry. Together, we inspire the next generation of engineers, forging a path of knowledge, collaboration, and growth.
Thank you, everyone. I will now invite our principal, Professor V.V. Chabukswar, to felicitate our today's guest. Mr. Hitesh Mohan. I request our HOD, Sanjida A. Khan, to come up on stage and felicitate Mr. Mani Bansal. We now invite Mr. Mani Bansal, Chairperson of Young Professional Committee at SPE International, to share a few words with us. Mr. Bansal is an experienced reservoir engineer with a strong track record in oil and energy sector and is currently associated with Shell. ये उसी के साथ देना था
Let's go to have a mic. Hello. Can you hear me? Hello. I think I'll use that. Okay. Oh, okay. Fine. Great. Sorry. Okay. Hi. Good afternoon, everyone. Firstly, thank you so much to all the team here, the head of the department. A special thanks to Hitesh Mohan sir for having me as accompanying him into this. I was actually not part of the whole setup. And before I speak anything, all the words that I speak is my own personal words on all the views and opinions, and it has nothing to do with Shell as a company that I'm speaking for. I'm glad to see a good room of audience here, especially coming together to talk about SPE per se. I started my journey in 2014 within SPE, and just like one of the students at ISM Dhanbad. 2017 I graduated. I think during my university days there was very less that I did for SPE, maybe part of the communication committee or the social activities chair. There's a lot of fight that happens when you're in SPE and then in the university for the officer positions. But I think that should not take you back in terms of your contribution to SPE. One message that I would like to convey to all the people here, and specifically the students, is the journey at SPE is not just ending at SPE student chapter, but it actually starts when you enter into an organization. It could be any of the company that we saw, Exxon, Heli, or even the smaller ones. It doesn't really matter. Till the time you have the eagerness to volunteer for SPE, and a lot of, so SPE is more like a gym membership. You don't get paid anything. So for all these years that I've contributed to SPE, I've got zero in terms of monetary funds or any such thing. But what it has helped me is to get the network. So a lot of people like Regu or Hitesh Mohan sir or many other people who I met today, this has given me a platform to network, not just within my country, not just within the geography that I'm located in, but also outside India. So SPE has given me the opportunity to travel to Houston, to travel to Pittsburgh, to travel to Australia, and all of this was actually done by SPE. So none of that penny was being paid by me, and that's what SPE gives you with once you enter into the other side. And one good thing that the students don't realize is SPE comes free of cost for you, and you may see that you may see the cost that people pay when they enter into the professional world. But as a student, there are plethora of opportunities for each one of you to leverage more about SPE. And once you get into SPE, I think Hitesh sir will definitely talk more about the management technical section, which he heads, and I also contribute at times. So it's very, very important that you associate yourself with any society, and I think Society of Petroleum Engineers, now I think it's not SPE, Society of Petroleum Engineers, it's Solutions, People, Energy, with the changes in the acronym, because petroleum engineering is getting a back seat for multiple reasons. But the society still has the same energy that it had in the past. And that is the only thing that has helped me distinguish myself of a lot of people who I work with in my current organization. So not many people do SPE, especially people in India. They feel, I mean, SPE is for US folks or for Europe. But I want the people to get this myth over. Please interact with as many people as you can from SPE. People are very open to share their ideas, talk about it, and it's just a message across that you need to through the SPE platform. So yeah, that's the message that I want to share, that please be part of it. Probably I can share more later on, and also Hitesh sir will share, but try to use this platform as much as you can and see what benefits it gives you in terms of learning, in terms of growing your career, and especially in the oil and gas industry. If you feel that oil and gas is no more for you, probably you're wrong. It's still valid, it's still applicable. It plummeted for some reason along with the oil and gas prices, but then it always revives back and reinvigorates to bring new opportunities, maybe in a different version of it, but you still keep on getting that. So yeah, please reach out to any SPE member or a committee member, chapter, Mumbai section, anybody from the officer side to reach out. Yeah, thank you so much.
Privilege to now introduce our SPE distinguished lecturer, Mr. Hitesh Mohan. Mr. Mohan is the managing partner and director of energy at CyberWorks Energy LLC, with over 30 years of experience in petroleum engineering and public policy. He has held critical studies on energy markets, gas storage, CCS, AI, and cyber governance. His career reflects excellence in energy transition, cybersecurity, and resilience system analysis. He has been a dedicated SPE member for more than 32 years, having served as a distinguished lecturer from 2019 to 2020. Currently, he holds the position of Vice Chairperson for SPE Management Technical Section. Mr. Mohan holds BTech in Mining Machinery and Masters in Petroleum Engineering. He is a proud member of Tau Beta Pi Engineering Honor Society and recipient of multiple SPE regional awards, including the 2024 Regional Management Award. Before we begin, I kindly request everyone to put their mobile phones and electronic devices in silent mode. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Mohit to deliver today's distinguished lecture.
Thank you. I'm going to be walking around. Can you guys hear me in the back? Huh? That's fine. I think so. That's better.
इसको पकड़ में डालना तो वो चालू करता है
Can you guys hear me? On nahi hai.
ऑन कर दो
Can you guys hear me? Perfect.
Sorry, I have one meeting. I will come back after 30 minutes. Huh?
No worries,
Sorry.
no worries.
Yeah.
Maybe stay for 2 minutes before we leave.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you to the Mumbai section. Thank you to Mani to arranging all of this. My name is Hitesh Mohan. I'm an SPE member, just like you all. Who all are you not an SPE member in this room? I know one, he is not raising his hands. So, my journey in SPE started 32 years ago, way back in 1992, as a member of few, but I was in a master's program. 33 years later, I'm still a member, now a lifetime member. I got into lifetime membership, and now I don't have to forget about paying every year. Okay, I used to love the JPT come to me every day. I have a stack of those. Then it went digital. Now it's all online on my phone. But then I realized a secret about 20 years ago. There's something called as a technical section within an SPE. Do you know there are 24 technical sections which are free to you as an SPE member? How many of you are a member of one technical section? None of the students? Well, I want you to go on your phones or whatever it is when you go back out of here. Click on your SPE profile. Look at technical communities. There are technical sections there. Each one of those technical sections actually provides you knowledge. In future, they have what you call as a webinar. Not that kind of a webinar. They have a webinar every month. So every week you will have something, whether it's related to transition economies, CCUS, drilling, well completion, management techniques, anything. And most of these programs happen in some of the sections twice a day, actually, on the same day, and mostly happening on a Wednesday and Thursdays, normally between 8 and 10 in the morning Houston time, but that can be programmed for your time also once we have all the regional shares going. But please do sign up for those management technical section or completion section or drilling, whatever your interests are. It's free. Only it costs you a few space in your email, because every Monday morning you will be bombarded with all the emails from every technical sections about the upcoming meeting in that week. It's a knowledge base for you to learn a lot of things. So one of the technical section is called management technical section. I am the incoming chair effective 1st of October to be the chair of that management technical section. We talk about the other side of the world, not drilling and all. We talk about risks, asset management, de-risking a project. We talk about project economics, project planning. We talk about vulnerabilities. So all of this becomes part of the management. It's a management side of the technical side of management, not leadership. One of the things which is going to happen in 1st of October onwards is we are going to have regional liaisons all over around the world. One of the liaisons which I'm going to have in India is going to be Mani Bansal, who will be the regional liaison for entire India, whose job is going to connect with various universities, to have various programs in the universities. And one of the programs which we are trying to also do, maybe in the next 6 to 8 months, we will have an economics and data science 1.5-day symposium right here in Pune or in Mumbai, for which I need support for the Mumbai section. I need support from the Pune universities, and I will be sending out messages to some of the people whom I met today, and let's see if we can make it happen. This is all about SPE. Any questions? Especially my young friends over there who are sitting in the back not talking. Any questions from you? All right, I will watch who joins the management technical section in 24 hours, who has joined from this university. Other way.
I have one question. Can students be part of the management technical?
Yes, students, you are free to join the management technical section as the people who are the members over here. Everybody is free to join it.
So student will become a member.
First, you have to become a member. Are all students, are you member of SPE? I can't hear it. All right. Okay. Without saying any more, let's talk about the topic we are here for. AI, cybersecurity. Is AI a tool for your attacking or your defense of your cybersecurity? I know you have used the two words separately, AI and cybersecurity, but today I'm going to say how they mix together. Okay? So, my first question comes to me, with AI, are you secure? Any answers? Depends on who is using it. Elaborate, sir.
If a crooked might use it, it could be not secure. If somebody, how you use it and who is using it, with what intention they're using it is more important.
Correct.
Constructive understanding.
So suppose a group of hackers was using it for hack into your system, it's bad. But at the same time, the guys who are using it to secure your system, that's good.
Yeah, but I'm also on the other side, the flip side of it. I'm using it for drilling optimization. Am I solving problems or am I inviting hackers into it? So that's a question. Okay? So let's look into, not come to that speaker, sorry. So let's look at some of the cyber attacks which have happened in the oh, come on now. What is it doing? It's stuck somewhere. Okay. It's a silent war of cybersecurity, cyber war. Over the last decade, yeah, it's a. No.
No, that's the focus.
This is. That's okay. No, we're not losing much. No, we're not losing much. That's okay. I can talk about it a little bit here. So, from extraction to distribution to transmission, I'm talking as not just oil and gas. I'm talking about the entire energy mix. There's been a lot of breaches. Example one in 2019, the India Kudum one. Then you have the Halliburton also breach. You have the Ukrainian breach, Russia, California utility breach, all of different kinds and all of this. You should today consider that. Let's see if we can get a zero vulnerability. But to achieve that, it's very difficult. Now, this is a question from the youngsters. Do you know how many cyber attacks happened in the last 1 hour? Youngsters, there's 3,600 cyber attacks happened in the last 1 hour worldwide. The cyber attack happens every 1 second. Okay, you may not know it, it may be a minor, but it happens once thing. Okay, so if you go further with it, for a company, or for an organization, when a cyber attack happens, there are two types of costs: direct costs and the indirect costs. The direct costs are, all right, the direct costs are what do you have to pay for the cost of recovery, post-breach, what do you have to pay, how do you have to maintain your public relations, your fines, everything else. For example, have you heard about the Colonial Pipeline attack, which happened about 2.5 years ago on a Colonial Pipeline? It cost them $4 million to pay in Bitcoin to get the program back in 4 or 5 days. What did it cost to the American consumer? 20 times of that. Because American consumers had to pay more price of gasoline, more price of, the public image went down. By the time it was all done, shortage in supplies. So that is operational costs, loss of your IP, loss in revenue, devaluation, social impacts. When you add all that together, a total cost of breach at the end of the time, what it takes to recover is anywhere between 10 to 20 times. Okay? Many guys, well, we'll pay for it, we'll pay the fine, we're fine. But then, if you lose your data, it's a lot more than that. So, what's happening with the energy sector? The energy sector is transforming big with AI and machine learning. A lot of places they're using for drilling optimization, completion optimization, safety issues, and everything. And, operational efficiencies, grid optimization of supply and demand. Now, also assessing the cybersecurity vulnerabilities. Some of them are using how the cybersecurity can be protected. You mind if I take some water? So, what are the AI applications typically only for the energy industry? When I say energy as a whole, in oil and gas, you're doing an exploration, you're analyzing the geological data sets, you're doing production monitoring, you're also doing safety improvement. I've seen in examples of where they're using virtual imaging to figure out how people are wearing safety goggles or safety violations or anything. So this was one of the papers which was presented last week in Europec, like on an offshore rig, how the cameras are placed to monitor safety violations, and they can be told immediately about that. So another thing, smart grid management, getting your power, looking at predictive tools for disruption, predictive tools for forecasting the consumption, and also demand response management. So these are some of the examples in our industry. The other ones of the examples is predictive and prescriptive maintenance. This is related to the climate change risk, where they're using a data analysis for weather forecasting and everything else, trying to figure out how the maintenance you can do, scheduling repairs, and forecasting capabilities for renewable energy. So all of these different tools of AI are you using, but it all depends. Are you using the right AI? Are you giving away your IP? That's a big question when you start using your AI. Now, question is how can you get a value creation out of AI? Let's look at this graphics. From left, cost reduction, process efficiency, revenue growth, accelerate innovation. These are various areas your companies love to have, especially reduce revenue growth and cost reduction. Every company wants to have that. In each one of the areas, these are some of the applications which AI is being used for. Okay? Some of these are short-term, some looking into the long-term aspects of it. Okay? Some are used for everyday use, some are this for more predicting the future kind of use. So keep this all in mind, when you're trying to use your AI, and what are you using this for? Keep that in mind, that what is your goal you're trying to use for. Now, when I started doing a research on who's using what in AI, which companies are using what. You see a very good pattern, you know. A lot of the major oil companies, a lot of them are using Microsoft Copilot. Then Petrobras is using, we don't know what they're using. It's kind of like a hidden secret. Then Saudi Aramco is using I2K Connect's stuff and a MetaBrain. So this is what our research is. It's not saying, huh? Now, the three companies are using Copilot. Are you using a separate Copilot, or the data you're feeding into becomes part of an integrated Copilot of Microsoft? Ooh, that's a danger point. Shell, you just gave it away data to somebody else because you trained the model and handed it over to them. That's a no-no. You lost your IP right away. So that's the whole thing about when you started using AI, when you start using ChatGPT. I'm not telling you guys not to use ChatGPT. Use your ChatGPT so you don't get caught in plagiarism on your papers. Take it. Use ChatGPT smartly to get the research from it and then write your own papers. Okay? But don't feed the data of yours into ChatGPT. Ask them the question to give it to your research, but don't feed your data. Because the moment you fed that data, he knows everything about it. He's being smart on AI, he probably knows everything about it. All right? So he will get everything and then shoot another questions back to you, and he's going to say, oh, they're asking about this. The next answer I'm going to tell ChatGPT, which is going to be completely opposite of that, and he will manipulate the ChatGPT, and the next answer you get is a wrong answer. Because he's sitting in some island and trying to manipulate all the data and playing with you on the stock market. So that's what is going to happen. So be careful about what all the companies are using. Now, how does cybersecurity play in AI ML? And how ML, you know, is attacked. AI and ML becomes a venue to have more attacks. For example, if we are going to do an AI in getting IoT's data set and everything for your internal thing, every point of where you sensor you're getting a data, that opens a point for me to set attack. The more the IoTs you have, everybody understand what an IoT is? You, ma'am. I can't hear you. You don't understand IoT? It's called Internet of Things. Every sensor is an IoT. Okay? Everything which is attached to an internet, connected, it's on an IoT. Every point over there becomes a thing. Then all your smart meters, what you have, everything becomes a point of attack. Then models. Well, I just gave you an example how he poisoned the data and you got a wrong answer. He's caught now. He's going to be my target for the whole day.
Pleasure.
So, he manipulated the data, gave you wrong answer. But at the same time, he's now going to say, I'm going to manipulate the model also. So, cyber thieves can manipulate a lot of the model vulnerabilities created. Secondly, It's a weapon. AI can be used as a weapon, increasing more vulnerabilities more efficiently. Before even you try to catch it, it's going to keep introducing more. It's going to start learning your patterns, how you do it, and it's going to keep reading it more. One of the examples is phishing. How many of you have got email phishing and have actually clicked it, admit it? Come on, students. I am sure that you have been admitted and clicked some of the phishing things, right? Well, phishing is the biggest thing which has started with AI. You know, it makes the email looks, oh, actually, you know what? I'm going to tell you. It happened in my office. My one of junior engineers in my office, he got an email looked exactly the way I write it. He got an email to go buy $25 gift cards for 250 of them so I can give it to the employees and secretaries during the break. And it was written the way it was written, that just get those cards, give it to me thing, I'll put those cards in everybody's email. And this guy, between 11:45 and 12:15, I walked into the office. He went and actually bought the card and replied back to that email with all the gift card numbers. And I walked in at 12:15 and he asked me, oh, did you get the email? I said, what email are you talking about? I was at the dentist. I've never sent any email. It's a true example of, you know, how even we as an working in the field can get expert. Then last but not the least, the supply chain risks. By that I mean vendors who provide you all the hardware, software. They can also be used to penetrate through your networks. Okay? Now, is quantum computing the next thing, or is it safe? Maybe. They are encryption algorithms for decrypting the AI curated data sets. You know, by that, they can go and manipulate the data like he was doing in the past slide. Okay, some quantum guy is going to come and tell him, hey, you know, go use this and get it done. Okay, and then basically, have you heard about misinformation? It's called also hallucination being spread by AI. That's part of this whole quantum computing thing. And then, but you can have quantum computing encryption, which could actually help protect the systems. So there are two sides to the whole thing, how it can be used. Oil and gas companies, well, before I get into it, last month, the famous Harrods stores in London was cyber attacked, you know, in the middle of the sales, Easter sales, or whatever it is. Right next to that, Marks and Spencer's and two other famous stores in England, they all got attacked at the same time. You know how much they had to pay cumulative to get out of the whole thing? Less than £2 million. You know how much Marks and Spencer lost revenue in 1 week? £4 million every day for 7 days on the online sales. Plus, after 3 days, the suppliers stopped, could not figure out the inventory. So within their stores, they lost close to about £24 million every day for 9 days. Do the math yourself. 2 million just to get out of the cyber attack and so that they can get their systems running. but it took them almost 9 days to get it back actually. Do the math, $200+ million going over there. That's the indirect cost which not counted for. Well, we as oil and gas community, we are not safe either. All the major names you're saying, Saudi Aramco, Resgag, Statoil, Petrorakib, then Pemex, Babco, Colonial Pipeline, OMV, ARA Refinery Hub, Halliburton. Year after year after year, these are some of the major attacks in oil and gas companies. Forget about some of the minor ones. And they were not trivial attacks. Each one of them, total costs were very high. Let's look at how they got attacked. Malware, phishing, malware, ransomware, malware. 90% of the malware and 90% of the ransomware was all AI. Password. Colonial was an exceptional one. He left Colonial. He had his password in his private laptop. AI phished his private laptop, got the password. Colonial never changed his password in this computer. They went into their billing and scheduling system and shut down everything. Simple password. So how you protect your thing? There was somebody was telling me, hey, your bag is here and you are there. I said, don't worry about it. As soon as I move 70 feet away from my computer's a laptop, my iPad, my phone is going to start buzzing that you're too far away from your laptop. I will know exactly where it, because that's how I protect it. So anyway, so these are the cyber attacks. Let's look at the types of cyber attacks which happen to all these things. Data security. Is it a myth or people say AI relies on a large data set. Is it true or is it myth? Well, if your attacker accesses your data sets, I've already talked a little bit about it. It's not true that AI needs a large data set. The definition of large is how you define it. If you're doing it on a field, you can bring a similar kind of fields, but make sure that whatever AI software you're using, it stays within your company. Do not put your subsurface data into it. That's where the problem starts. Second is, as I was talking about, adversarial attack models can be changed. Last is system manipulation, supply chain attacks, and autonomous AI attacks. They keep repeating the same thing, trying to learn your pattern and all. These are the types of attacks. In order to solve all of this, there have been frameworks developed. In the United States, we have called the NIST National Standards. They have a framework. It's a cybersecurity framework. Its core functions have been identify, protect, detect, respond, and recover. This is not a commercial, but one of my business partners, he was actually instrumental in developing this framework for the United States government. So this framework, it's not mandatory, but will become mandatory. It's a guide that how you should develop your cybersecurity framework. These are some various standards, ISO standards. ISO standards is not just for metals, minerals, and everything, but also for cybersecurity standards. How are you maturity? There's a cybersecurity capability maturity model. If anybody wants to know about more details about it, I can direct you to the websites where these models are available. When I say a model, it's how the framework is there and how you should think about it in data governance strategies. So all of these frameworks are available right now. How much the companies have adopted to it is yet to be known. They will start adopting it when something attack happens. So in my words, I say be proactive, not reactive. What is the industry-wide landscape right now? The trend is to use AI to predict the threats. There's a lot of stuff going on. I do not know how much the companies over here are using that to actually help their cyber systems to, see that. There is a lot of talk about blockchain for data integrity and zero trust architecture, which means I don't trust you no matter what you are. I will not let you into the system unless you show me your eyes, your heart, your finger, your knee, and every damn thing of your body. That's when I will let you in the system. That's why the two-factor authentication comes into the play. But nowadays people say, oh, I'll just give you the code, you can just get it, use my password to get it. No, 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 no. The zero trust architecture means you got to show your eye, you got to show your thumbprint before you can get into the whole thing. No, this is my code, you can type it in and get, no, 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 no. We're not doing that anymore. So companies are trying to build in-house strategies till they get an attack. Then they will come to reality to actually implement those. Some of the trends, the first one, when I talked about the three, the AI-powered threat detection, it's deployed in refineries and pipeline monitoring. When you look at the blockchain, it's used for supply chain management. When you're looking for zero trust architecture, this is where the remote work, when people were in remote, that's where it came into this. Oh, I'm sitting in Hawaii and let my colleague dial me in so that the company knows that I'm working from Houston. No. We really want to know where you're working from and what you're working on. So that's why that's a zero trust architecture come into the play. Now, there's been a case studies about AI and cybersecurity together. There's Google DeepMind. This is for energy efficiency. That's used for smart grid management, for using, how much is the demand, what supply at that time. It's for managing the grid in the United States and other places. Siemens uses for management of the wind turbines. And then EDF Energy used for forecasting the energy demand based on the weather data. So it picks what the weather data is, sends it to all the electrical companies, then sends it to various places at how much power is needed. Okay, so I say electrical, how is it relevant to petroleum industry? Yes, it is. 40% of electricity is created by natural gas. So you are part of this whole equation. During the COVID time, I used to do a lecture on resiliency. That's what I was distinguished lecturer on. And some of the young folks used to ask me, will I have a job? And you know what my reaction was? How many of you goes to the rigs? How many are going to the wellheads right now as we speak? He said, well, I was there yesterday. I said, you are my heroes actually. If you didn't go to the wellhead, you didn't go to the rigs, you didn't manage the pipeline, you didn't manage the refinery, how will I enjoy this electricity, and how can I give you a lecture over there? Because 40% of the electricity comes from natural gas or petroleum products. Yes, there are medical size heroes, but they could not even go to the doctors if they did not have gasoline and they did not have PPP, which still comes from you guys. So this is where, when you talk about electricity, you are part of the equation. That's what I'm trying to get to you. Dot trace is one another thing, and IBM Watson for cybersecurity. That's where those two are the very big use cases where they're using AI, and they published a lot of articles on how they use AI as a defense mechanism for him not to enter the system. I still see he's trying to creep into the system over here, but we'll keep him away. So, last but not least, I'm not scaring you to not to use AI. Use AI ethically and responsibly. You know, make sure whatever you're using AI for, it helps you solve that complex problem you have in your mind. But as a Shell, as an Exxon, as ONGC, as Oil in India, their subsurface data is their stock market value, not the production. That's subsurface data. Do not give that away accidentally on the AI model if it's an open AI. So use an ethical and responsible AI. One more thing we have to talk about it. A lot of people ask a question about, is AI going to take away my job? Me and Benny had a discussion this morning. We were sitting in a hotel in the morning having breakfast, and this little AI robot was taking the dirty dishes back to the kitchen to clean it up. And Mani said he's going to take over, the jobs are going to take over by this little robot. And I said, even that robot, you see that guy is holding his ears and pulling it back. No, you need to go this way. Yes, AI is going to not displace, will help you rethink the decision-making process. You go step A, he wants to go step A1. You come into the play and push him back to A0. So, human intervention will be needed. There is no AI in the world which is going to actually replace. What you got to use is you have to retrain your brain. Start understanding the concepts behind all the complex problems, not just things. So, ethically, responsibly use the AI. Some of the challenges from the learnings and from the solutions are regulatory. Everybody hates that. Nobody wants to do regulations. But you know what? We need those to keep this bad actor out of the place. We need those regulations. There's a lot of challenge on the workforce skill gaps. This is where we need universities to start training our engineers to be good data scientists, to learn more machine learning language, how they can improve all of this. And we have to have policies for standardization of our data sets. Man, drilling data, no matter how hard Schlumberger tries, Exxon wants once, Shell wants differently, ONGC wants differently, because they all have different predictive models, how they want to use it. and Shell is lost, and somebody is lost in the game. How do you want it? Somebody wants to tell, no, you need to use this data model because I got this computer, this model to predict it. No, this is just an example I'm just trying to tell. Data standardization is needed a lot in this industry. That will be required going forward. Let's work on that. Let's see, maybe we form a data standardization team for India. Who knows? That may be one of the things. Look at how companies are storing data thing. Let's create a data standardization team. And the last bullet is very important. Encryption. How can you encrypt your data over here in this country for protecting against the cyber threats? Okay? Now, what AI do I use? I told you about cybersecurity threats. I told you about, yes, you can use it this way, you can do. You can't, I'm telling you, you can use Copilot, but you need your own. How do you do it? There are 3 ways you can do an AI if you want. You can either shape an AI, or you can take an AI, or you can make an AI. The easiest, cheapest way is take an AI. What do you lose? Your IP, your data. ONG wants to say, no, I want to make an AI. Reliance says, I want to make an AI. Guess what? They will spend millions and millions and millions and millions and be behind the curve with the industry. Because it costs a lot to make an AI. What's the best way? Everybody says I can use OpenAI, right? But be careful about that. That's where you shape an AI and put it in your silo, in your firewall, where your data is secured. You know what parameters you have put in there to train the model, so the model is not hallucinating. So, in my opinion, Shape an AI is the #1 solution for you. Yes, everybody has Microsoft 365 or something. You have access to Google Gemini, ChatGPT 4. Use it for a research. I use it. I'm not going to lie about it. I said to her, hey, I'm going to give a lecture today to this college. And ChatGPT actually gave me about the history of this college before even the professor started telling me. I have a full 4.5 page document about the history of this college. Very nice document. And I compared that from ChatGPT 4, from Google Gemini. Some things were not right between the two because he was still interfering with the data. So that's where I don't trust those things together. So use it for your research, but I didn't put my data in there to tell it to do it. I got it to infer. That's where they. Last concluding, AI is transformative. You are the heroes for the next generation. Okay? There is a cybersecurity risk in using AI, and the mitigation strategies are needed as we use going forward. Be aware, have your ears and eyes open. IP data set. Subsurface IP, do not put any reservoir data, any PVT data, any drilling data you get into an open ChatGPT thing. Oh, I just got an answer. No. The moment you press the button, return, It's gone in the world space. And last but not the least, proactive, not reactive. Be proactive and reactive. Then we need collaborations for information sharing. For that, we have to figure out the ways how we collaborate and all that. And then basically identify as a group, as a thing, what call for actions we need for the team. So with that, I am open for questions. I'm here to answer. If I can't answer, I'll wake up my cybersecurity expert. He's 24 hours on call to answer my questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mohan. I now invite Mr. Raghu Padmanabhan to come forward on stage and deliver a vote of thanks.
Yeah, I mean, question
okay.
answers. Yes, sir. Go ahead. अरे जोर से बोलो यार.
My question is, cyber security takes care of any attacks on the data that we have provided.
Pardon?
But in geology, especially in geology research, we require data which needs to be synchronized all throughout the globe in sedimentology.
Right.
Then we can come to a conclusion.
Right.
Is there any body working on a global scale which can collect such data without any cyber attacks and give you some conclusions?
I don't know. In US, we have a US Geological Survey, which collects all the data. But as far as the oil fields goes, there's nothing. There is no data on the oil fields. The company says, you want my data? You got to buy it from me. Okay, that's the IP. So we have to really look at that IP aspect of it. So that's what I was trying to say. The company's value depends on that. Geological, geophysical data, subsurface data. So that's where is the challenge. Yes, there are joint industry projects where they give synthesized data to do some research, but they will never give away an actual data set.
Only such research can be productive.
Correct.
In area.
Correct. So, for in school, you can, like in the US, they have created something called as joint industry projects, like Texas A&M or UT Austin has one joint industry project on drilling. So the drilling professor, he runs 4-year industry projects. It's funded by Exxon, Schlumberger, Baker Hughes, Shell. Everybody is partners in it. Everybody's part of the advisory team. They put money into it, and they said the objective is, I'm just hypothetically saying, smart drilling AI model or whatever it is. So they're doing a research on it. They'll all the industry experts are going to come in, listen to what the researchers are doing. They will provide inputs to it, and they will okay, I can give you some data related to that, where they will black mark all the personal identification information and then give the rest of the data for somebody to use. They'll say, okay, this is from a shale formation, this is it. But they're not going to tell you from which well, where, and how. That's different things. Question, my dear friend. Sorry, you've been a target of me.
Actually, we spoke about encryptions, quantum encryptions,
Right.
quantum encryption.
See, we diffused the phone because we don't let you speak in.
So I just wanted to know, now currently the best encryption model is the blockchain.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So there are different stakeholders in the blockchain, and the stakeholders have to. That's how blockchain works. But now, if you, it takes around 100 years or 200 years of computing time to decrypt one of the blockchain. So if we use quantum encryption, how much time it would take if any other malware, if somebody uses it in the negative way? So because things are happening in the blockchain, starting was very positive, now it is very negative. So it can same happen with the quantum. With the time it's taking, it's very difficult. And
This is where NVIDIA comes into the play. This is where US government is trying not NVIDIA's hands in somebody else's, some other countries, because those fast chips, fast GPUs are going to help you with that. So that's why they don't want to have those GPUs in the hands of some other actor.
This thing now, Google is working on the higher models like Velon.
You know, they're going to be every day is going to be something different. You know, you in your mind have been thinking for the last 1 hour everything differently from 1 hour to another, and then you come to the quantum computing, which is the last thing of the whole thing, right? So he's been manipulating things since it started. I'm just kidding. So that's how the AI world is manipulating on a daily basis, day by day by day.
Yeah, and the second question is all about the data standards.
Exactly.
So industry is coming up with some data standards in the upstream side, which is the energy sticks, which is doing the current work, which is the with SML, very restrictive, very small community which is doing it. Industry is taking down these standards, but not as frequently as it should take it. But then if alternative comes in, then these will also have, because there will be again more problems to create more data standards. So what opinion you have over this?
Well, data standard is, I have never worked in an oil company, but I have consulted with most of the oil companies in US. I've been in the consulting world since '94. And whenever I had consulting assignment, I said, I want this data. Here, take it. 80% of my job ended up being curating that data sets because they were all done in the same standards. Now, data standardization has been a big issue. I know Shell had a big program on data standardization internally for a long time. Even parts of Exxon did had also that stuff. So every company has their own, but we are trying to see if we can come up with industry-wide data standardization. It's like we have been able, through SPE, we have been able to define, like, what is the definition of a reserves, proved versus unproved versus, proven, the actual definition that everybody can follow as per SE standards. Similarly, when you define a well, you have to prove that this is what the data standardization is going to come into the play. So there's committees being formed right now to bring that, especially when AI and ML is coming so much. Because I was just talking to one of the companies, I will not name who, my possible next client, and they have data on the subsurface and the other activities in PDF files, handwritten note, Excels, OneNote, 9 different languages. I don't know what to use. It's easy? Yeah, because you're the hacker.
A very simple process. Change it to the vector form or vector database and then
See? That's what I wanted to hear. Students will say, but it's a problem, it's like, it's trying to get it data in there. I'm just,
Yeah. I think we should take a discussion offline. It's making a lot of noise. I have two questions. One is about the IPs. So in terms of the static IPs and the dynamic IPs, which generally faces either a higher intensity of attacks. Because we as individuals, we never normally use dynamic IPs, whereas organizations use
IP is an IP.
but isn't there any difference between the intensity of attacks in terms of the volumes? Both are kind of.
Both are susceptible, IPs, for me, IP is an IP. It doesn't matter whether it's static or dynamic. The one which is more changing IP, the subsurface one, if that attacks, you are actually in more trouble. Static IP is on patterns. But this one, the subsurface dynamic IP, that is the very critical one. That actually devalues your whole company.
The next one was actually we talked about AI-powered related to cybernetics. AI-powered security systems. So I was just wondering if do we have enough data? Because for doing AI, you need to have some basic machine learning which has to happen for it to detect the cyber attack. So do companies share with each other when they have the attacks in terms of what happened?
So, in US, they have called ISACs, Internet Security Information Centers, where companies have to report whatever have happened. It's a requirement. So that's why even Halliburton did not announce it. I knew it within 5 minutes of it because it has to be informed to them, because that's when the national security plans comes into the play. I'm not aware of that anything agency like that in India. We have it. So that's why in my previous slide, regulation, we all hate it, but that is kind of maybe a requirement that if you want to be in a full cyber secure society, you have to have that information sharing of your cyber attacks. We say in America, Big Brother is watching you, but sometimes it's okay for Big Brother to watch you so that you can surf the internet safely. So I don't develop cybersecurity systems. That's not what we do. But we audit your systems. That's what our job is normally in our company. We audit your systems to figure out what are your vulnerabilities. You as Reliance or you as Shell or you as ONGC, when you're working in multiple countries, are you data compliant? Because security requirements from one country to another country to European Union is different than if you're registered in the United States, than if you're registered in Australia. They're totally different systems. You have to be compliant with all of them in order for your company, for your organization to work there. So, now, not the tables, I'm going to ask the young people. What questions do I? Yes, ma'am, come on.
Good evening, sir. So my question is, any safety improvements in the oil and gas industry due to AI applications?
Oh yes, AI has been a lot being used right now for safety. Okay, incident monitoring. They have AI-powered dogs monitoring the facilities, looking for heat spots to figure out if there's a fire going to happen. They have virtual reality based cameras placed in various places. A persons are doing wrong way of carrying stuff and everything. The safety is monitored right there, and person is immediately told, hey, you need to do it this way. She went to a place in the rig and she did not have a helmet. Immediately the safety response system will react to that. So there's a lot of work going on in the safety area. Health safety thing, that is one of the big and then they're looking at the patterns, how this is happening, beginning of the shift, end of the shift, mid shift, whatever it is. According to that, they're coming up with, okay, what are the rules they need to do further to protect that areas? Because it's the time-based, what? So, any other questions? Well, no more questions. Thank you very much. Oh, one more question. I was wondering when you're going to ask me.
So for an individual project or a small company's project, if they want to start or they want to automate a process they already have, what would be the simplest way to go about it? You mentioned shift the AI as an option. So could you please just elaborate a little bit more how to go about it? Do we use the open AI or we make our own, which is expensive?
Well, use an OpenAI functions to using a synthetic data. Test your hypothesis, but then ask your management to get an AI for you guys only. A co-pilot within your company, a GPT within your company. And then train that based on your needs. But test your hypothesis, what you want to do with an OpenAI, with a synthetic data set, not the real data sets. That is safe, because you're taking the data set. Then you use different AI. You bring the AI and shape that to your form only. Test whether, don't spend too much, because the moment you start using your own AI to shaping it for a thing like Google Gemini or GPT, whatever you want, and this is only based on it, the price of tokens go up. Okay? You don't want to use that price of token going up during your initial development phase to figure out what you need to do. Okay? It's all economics.
There are standalone as well.
Pardon?
There are standalones which you can get offline as well. DeepSeek has.
Right. But DeepSeek is trained on Google Gemini.
Yeah. But it works offline.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And then you can, rather than using LLM models, you can use other models like RAG. They just kind of other.
I don't know what RAG and read is working. I understand that, I asked the same question to Microsoft, Google, and Databricks on the same panel, and they said, we have our separate silos where we can protect. And that man over there said, we don't trust you. Okay? And I told Microsoft, hey, I don't know, you trust you. Then they all started talking about RAG and this and that. And I said, I don't know what you're smoking. Because if he can't trust you, can you tell me on this stage, in front of 500 people, that your models, that a company X, the model they're getting, will always be company X, not any of data will never leak to company Y, even on the standalone models. And they could not say yes to that.
Yeah, okay. So my question is a bit different than the technical knowledge or something. It's about how do you think we are getting more relied on the AI than we are doing it, right? For not just petroleum industry, for any industry, as you say.
Mm-hmm.
Because I myself, using an AI, I found the answers are incorrect.
Yes.
Most of the times I see them, getting relied on these things are not sufficient. And once we go there and we found different answers by different people, and if we do that and we are getting relied on it, how safe it is and how it's going to help us in this thing. So any comments from your side?
I have no comments on that side because that's why I said AI can never be fully right. The human interactions are going to be needed. It is never going to replace your job. Right?
So it's like not safe completely, but it can help you to
It's a help you to increase your efficiency, but will never replace you. Thank you.
Any more questions? Okay. Thank you everyone for your thoughtful.
Yes.
In future, with advancement of AI, will it bring more cyber attacks, or would we be able to control the cyber attack using AI?
Answer is yes to both. All right?
Thank you everyone for your thoughtful questions. I now invite Mr. Regu Padmanabhan to come forward on stage and deliver a vote of thanks.
So, good evening everyone. So I stand before you here as a part of SPE Mumbai section, as one of the board members on the board of SPE Mumbai section, as well as some of the other section members are here with me also. So I would say this is, when we saw the article first regarding cyber security, AI and all that stuff, we've done sessions on AI and ML, which goes into manufacturing, right? This is something sort of, it intrigued us when I read your short note. And we were, with the Mumbai section, we were trying to see if we could arrange it in Mumbai itself. But unfortunately that could not happen. But again, money got into the action, and we could pull this together. So firstly, thank you sir for a very, very good session. And I'm here again also on behalf of Navroji Jivadia College, which is also my college, to thank everyone here, and especially for your tremendous travels that you've been, and also your travel from Mumbai back here, and again you'll be going back tonight. So thank you for that. Your expertise that you shared with us, also with how it could affect the petroleum industry and what regulations need to be put in place, has also sort of opened a little bit of a curiosity. Also, like me amongst us, saying that what needs to be done next, for protecting the data. To be honest with you, there are some regulations with the Ministry of Petroleum, but that is again for the subsurface. And none of the companies would again give you the data set in the same format as what you said. That's a problem. So it's in various formats, and you've highlighted those very well. So some of us will take it back to our organizations and try and see if we can sort of help the industry standardize. And obviously, we've been associated with multinational companies like Schlumberger, Halliburton, Baker, Expro. So it's kind of, we can be the mouthpiece for putting out this to them and see how it goes, basically, right? So also, I am immensely grateful to our principal here. He was here a little while ago, but unfortunately had to leave for a meeting. But while we were arranging this with Professor Sagar here, it took us couple of meetings, and obviously the students did a lot to get these things done properly. So big thank you to our principal, also to our trustee who actually has allowed us the venue, which is this is another college within the campus, but not the petroleum technology one, but they've allowed us to use this. So thank you to them also. To our HOD, ma'am, she's also gone for the meeting. Yeah. So thank you for putting this thing together. Also to various company representatives, because this came at a very short notice, so you guys have come across, so thank you for that. Also, I would like to thank HOD from MIT and their team. They also run a petroleum engineering course and degree course there. So thank you again. Very short notice that we could put these things together. And also to the SPE members, because the students have streamed this live, so there are SPE board members who joined online. So we get their sort of an attendance as a part of the report, which we'll do. So again, thank you to them also. But last but not the least, big thank you to the students. So I'll tell you, they've toiled a lot to get this done, because I'm in one of the groups that they created to set these things up. So big thank you to the students who've got this arranged, and they were. So the discussions were happening. Do we do a theatre setup or do we do a conference setup? It went to that level, and they did it really very well. So thank you to them, and also to their enthusiasm. I think we've got students from the computer science department also. So they've gone across sort of product line, as we call in the industry, to get the people from the computer science people and come get them here. So that it's kind of. For them, it's a very different stream, because petroleum in itself is is sort of a, people say, why are you doing that? That's the first question that most of the other guys would ask, coming from the mainstream. So this is not the core stream for them. And also to Sagar, he's been leading the pack of students, and congratulations to the student chapter. They've got I think 3 big awards, one after the other. So that is because of their hard work and the report that they've generated. And last but not the least, also to the AV team, thank you to them, and also the facilities team from the college who've arranged and set this up. Also, I've been told, I'll verify that, is that this is one of the first DLs that has been held at the college level, at a student chapter. So,
I'm going to correct that. I'm not an official DL for this year. I was a former DL.
Understood. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll still, because being also a DL to come here, that's the first. So we've not had a DL come here and give out a session.
More than welcome to come here anytime next time.
Yeah. So thank you again. Thank you everyone. Your participation is what makes a big difference. And you can speak for hours and hours on the subject matter, but if you don't get those the relevant audience, it doesn't actually provide value to that time that we've spent together. So thank you all. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Before we depart, all our guests, faculty and students are invited for a tea and coffee networking. So once again, a big thank you to all for you being here with us today. And a special thanks to Mr. Hitesh Mohan for his time and wisdom. Thank you everyone. Yeah. I request everyone to please gather here on stage for a group picture.